rather be a black pill. Now, I don't mean to hate women or saying bad things or actively doing something to harsh people. No, of course I don't mean that. Being black pill, but being black pill means what I want to say is that you really need to retrieve all your attention to yourself. Why is that important? Because I want to address this topic of hypergamy. Now, another thing I want to add is that since the red pill theory is very popular in the YouTube, and there's many content that encourage you to be an alpha man, right? And I still think most people that understood the term alpha man in the in the wrong way, because there are too many commercial contents that saying you should be an alpha man actually tell you the wrong concept. The purpose for that is they might want to sell their course or something like that. If you want to be an alpha man, you have to take my course to learn how to talk to women in this way. There are many commercial video like this, and but the meaning of being an alpha man is very simple. Is to do the things that is going to benefit yourself in the future or in lifetime. Choosing the best option that you have right now to improve yourself, and also focusing yourself instead of wasting your attention to the other. And that's the meaning of the red pill. And also the definition for black pill means that you just give up and discouraging yourself from developing, and also discouraging others from improving. And that's black pill. And overall, I really don't agree with the theory of the black pill, and otherwise I won't make this channel, right? And but there's one thing very similar comparing to black pill and the red pill, and also MGTOW. Is that when you don't have the value, you should completely focusing on improving yourself. And also, I think we all been through the similar experience. We as a man, when we go to the kindergarten or maybe primary school, and when we communicate with the girls, with the females, and their reaction is very good. They're very friendly and they're very talkative. Right? And there's and then that was very equalized and respectful social environment. Because in primary school, or even the women commonly in the younger age, and when their hypergamy is not that far away, and it's much more easier for the men to communicate with them in more equal status. And then, but when you go to maybe high school or even university, and then when you're trying to talk to a girl, the thing is much more different, because their hypergamy is expanded to a much farther and much wider extent. So they cannot only see you, but they can also see the teachers, and they can also see the professors, and they can also see the manager of the school, and as well as the people who pay for the school, or the CEO of the entire education company, right? And because they have the certain platform, like they have the certain platform like TikTok, like Instagram, they can post things, and the man at the higher hierarchy can see them, and they can send them the messages. and they can contact them and ask them out for a date. And so that's the marketplace that we're living in today's society. So now I'm not saying that it's useless to practice PUA, to practice game. No, that's not the case. I mean, practicing gaming is very important, especially in terms when you have the value, and the practicing gaming would highly increase in your chance and your opportunities to interact with a woman. But what I want to say is that when you do not have the value, like me in my current situation as a poor student with no income, and still struggling to pay for my rent, and still spending my parents' money. And the most important thing right now is not to practice game. It's not to spend your time simping and seeking for the attention. When you have a very high value, the reaction that you're going to get to communicating with the female is going to be much more better than when you don't have the value. For example, when you're 20 years old and you're going to the street, when you don't have the income, in a very low status, or you're even a student, and you go to the street and talk to the woman, the first impression is very easy, because it only takes a few seconds. It's possible you can get a very good reaction from the female when you cold approach them, or maybe hot approach them in a nightclub. But it cannot last very long, because the first thing the woman is going to sense is it might be your social value, which means you have the social validation from the other people, and you are very your social value and your appearance value. You have the social validation from the other people, or you have a nice physique and you dress very well, so that's a plus. And that's the first thing they're going to sense. But the second thing the female going to sense is that it's your actual value, which means your income and also your social status. So like most of the short period relationship, like 1 day or even 1 week, 2 week, in this case the woman just trying to have fun, and you're not able to retain them for long, because what's really making what's really making a woman kneel down to you, completely want to be a woman, is still the most fundamental thing, still the most basic thing, your physique, your look, money, and status, right? And that is going to take a lot more time than just learn gaming and trying to shortcut your life path. So I do encourage that, as maybe as a university student, or when you have a very low income, or when very less value. I'm not talking about your social, the social validation or something. Because in some case, when in some case it's still possible, for a guy, that has maybe an average physique and has a very fashion outfit, and they can give a girl in a very good first expression when he approaches them. But still, what's really can retain this attraction is still the value itself, still the most fundamental value. And so in this case, it's still so in this case it's very, very important to focus on yourself, because when you don't have enough of this most fundamental level of value, the look, social status, and income, the woman's filter of hypergamy will easily kick you out from their side. So to wrap up, what I want to say in this video is that it's very different. The reaction you get from the woman is going to be very different when you have a high value or in a high social status, comparing when you are in a much lower social status. And the solution for that is to continuously focusing to improving yourself, and to retrieve all your attention from the meaningless thing in your life that is negative for your self development. So that's it for the video, and I'll see you guys next time.